Now I request Ms. Yolande Lobo, Director Government Affairs and Public Policy, Google Cloud, to kindly come forward and deliver the address. A big round of applause for Ms. Yolande Lobo.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very honored to be here to be part of such a distinguished panel. Thank you, Vineet, for your steadfast leadership of the CyberPeace Foundation and all the work that you're doing to spearhead security and safety for all of us here. We're meeting at a moment of extraordinary possibility. As many of my colleagues have talked about, we have the India AI Summit scheduled for next week. We have multiple companies and governments here looking forward and collaborating and driving forward the next levels of tech innovation. India's digital economy is scaling at a pace that the world has never seen before. AI is moving from laboratories into everyday life, and India is not just watching this transition shape, but having a very clear intent and ambition to make sure that the innovation is trusted, inclusive, and resilient by design. India's digital success rests on a simple but powerful flywheel: affordable access, seamless payments, and an innovation ecosystem that connects Indian talent to global opportunities. What keeps this flywheel strong is trust. And I know many of my colleagues on the dais today have referred to it. Trust is what turns first-time users into long-term participants. It is what allows innovation to scale without friction. And increasingly, it is what distinguishes sustainable digital economies from fragile ones. As AI becomes embedded across governance, commerce, and our daily lives, this is no longer an afterthought. Trust has to be the growth multiplier. The most successful digital systems are not the ones that ask the user to be constantly vigilant. They are the ones that make safety effortless. And this is the principle behind Google's safety charter for India's AI-led transformation. Focusing on protecting citizens, strengthening our infrastructure, and building AI responsibly so innovation can move faster, not slower. Consider consumer protection or citizen protection. Cybercrime is evolving, but so are our defenses. Through Digi coverage, we have reached over 250 million Indians with awareness campaigns like Mauka Gawao, Paise Bachao. Most importantly, through our partnerships with I4C, these efforts translate into real-world impact, supporting systems that have already blocked over 90,000 fraudulent accounts and saved almost 6,000 crores of false citizens at large. At the platform level as well, safety increasingly is working very quietly in the background. There are no, I look at Google Play, we issue almost 4 crore fraud warnings weekly. There are nearly 6 crore risky app installs that Google Play protects in India. And the rollout of enhanced phone number verifications, reducing reliance on vulnerable SMS-based authentication. This is what progress looks like. Less burden on the user, more confidence on the system. A trusted digital economy depends then also on infrastructure that is secure by default and future-ready by design. We have the Google Safety Engineering Center in Hyderabad, our first in APAC, which reflects India's growing role, talent, and can serve as a hub for security engineering. Our collaboration with IIT Madras on post-quantum cryptography looks ahead to the next generation of threats, so that India's digital infrastructure remains dependable for decades, not just years. Through Mandian Threat Intelligence and the M-Trends reports, insights from global incident responses are shared openly to help the broader ecosystem strengthen their defenses. And through Google.org's $5 million additional commitment, building on a $15 million earlier commitment, Cybersecurity clinics and university partnerships are expanding capacity for MSMEs and students, ensuring that reliance and resiliency is widely distributed. India's opportunity in AI is not just scale, it's leadership. Responsible AI enables that leadership to endure. Alignment with India's AI governance guidelines ensures that AI systems are accountable, transparent, and people first. This commitment for us shows up in multiple ways. Index Gen Bench, supporting safety and accuracy across 29 languages. Synth ID with over 10 billion AI generated pieces of content watermarked, helping users to identify synthetic media. Deep partnerships with IIT Madras and Sarai, from the Hindi AI Illuminate Safety Benchmark to contributions to the AI Safety Commons and adoption of the Secure AI Framework. Through the APAC Digital Futures Fund, Google is also supporting research across the region, including a $200,000 grant to the CyberPeace Foundation to deploy AI-driven cyber defense tools aligned with the AI mission. Let me close on a note of confidence. The approaches India is developing across trust, safety, and responsible AI are increasingly becoming reference points for the world, particularly for the global south. When India demonstrates that scale and safety can move together, it expands what is possible everywhere. Trust is not a constraint on innovation, it is the reason innovation lasts. At Google, our commitment is to continue to partner with government, industry, academia, and civil society to build digital systems that people can rely on because they work, they protect, and they inspire confidence. Together, we can ensure that India's digital economy not only grows in scale, but in strength. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing those inspiring words. In fact, you're right when you say that trust and safety are the two important pillars that are holding up the digital world. And now, I request Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe, Chairman Executive Committee, NAC, National Education Technology Forum and National Board of Accreditation, kindly come and deliver the address, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I thank Vijay Vinit Kumar for organizing such an event and getting so many luminaries both on the dais and off the dais. Our education policy, which came in 2020, talked about 5 important pillars: access, equity, quality, affordability, and accountability. And today being a happy, safe Internet Day, all these 5 principles apply to the cyber security and AI as well. We want access to be given to all for knowing what is happening around the world through the use of AI chatbots and so on and so forth. But also, we want quality, and therefore, how people get cheated, we are all understanding. Everyone spoke about various issues. How do we handle true governance in terms of immediate responses to the public at large when they get cheated? That is where quality comes in, and therefore I advocate here from this platform that it is not the government alone, but also whether it is NGOs or various organizations who have to come forward for providing a secure environment for financial as well as academic inclusion of all the people. Maybe we may have to start having some kind of cyber consultants who are registered so that people have a trust. Trust deficit is one of the worst things which happens in our country, and therefore trust is very, very important to be built. Whether it is platforms, the architecture, the people and the processes involved, all of them, we need to create trust over these systems. And that is where a lot of efforts have been made, whether it is in finance sector or any other sector. But 4 centers of excellence of AI which have come in, only last year 3 and this year 1, are the ones which are going to be the leading light. Center of Excellence for Agriculture in IIT Roper, India still is agriculture economy, and therefore we have to support our farmers in terms of what seeds to be used, what fertilizers to be used, what kind of water is to be used, how much quantity is to be used. I think in agriculture there is a big scope for helping our farmers. The next one, equally important, is healthcare, and therefore AI Center of Excellence in Healthcare has come in IIT Delhi and AIMS Delhi, which will help our entire citizenry in terms of different diseases. How do we take care of our own health in terms of preventive healthcare? All of these are going to be significant. And our cities are growing, and therefore sustainable cities are very important. We all talk about sustainability, and therefore AI Center of Excellence in Sustainability from IIT Kanpur. And last but not the least, very recently announced Center of Excellence in Education in IIT Madras, and how Google is helping, how different agencies are helping in building up a very strong, resilient system in terms of education is becoming important. Now coming to the entire cyber security itself, I think we need to have courses at different levels. Maybe even children at the school level, they handle mobile phones. Class 3, class 4 child is also handling. They do not know what they are doing, and therefore some kind of, earlier we used to talk about good touch and bad touch, and therefore something similar to that is required in the domain of the school sector by engaging our school children. And school children we can touch upon through the teachers, and therefore teacher education is also important, whether it is primary school teachers, high school teachers, or the college and university teachers. So some kind of models have to be developed for training, and today again technology will help. We have used talent in our country, and all of this can be created by our young startups. And therefore we have used talent and technology. Using that, if we are creating using augmented reality, virtual reality, metaverse, systems where we can train our people, I think we will be taking care of our security very well. Now, it is not financial security, it is also educational security, it is also national security, which is also equally important. I hope some such tools are going to be developed, products developed by our young entrepreneurs creating their startups from their colleges and universities. As far as my role is concerned, I would like to mention a few things about trust and how trust is being developed in accreditation process, in ranking process. Annually, institutions provide data to multiple agencies. There is what is known as All India Survey for Higher Education of the Ministry of Education, where colleges and universities are required to give the data. If you are a technical institution, you have to give it to AICTE. If you are a university or a deemed university, then you have to give it to UGC. If you are applying for accreditation to NAC or NBA, and if you are an affiliated college of a university, to the state government and the affiliating university. And finally, if you want to participate in ranking, then to the ranking agency, that is India Ranking, which we have started 10 years ago. The college is always acting on getting the data and submitting the data. And many times faculty members ask, if we do only this activity, when are we going to provide quality education? And therefore, the concept of one nation, one data, where an institution is required to give the union of the data required by all agencies is given only in one place, which through AI we can also see outliers and try to check. And those who are giving fake data, we all talk about deep fake and all that. Even data submitted by colleges and universities at times is fake. So how do we identify this kind of fake data and create regulations where we support trustworthy institutions, dependent institutions, and others who are providing exaggerated or fake data? We penalize them through regulations. And that's why a famous statement in our education policy is the regulations must be light but tight. Where the lightness will come and tightness will come should be decided by the regulations. And if you do that, over a period of time, I'm sure all institutions will start giving truthful, honest, highly integrated data which will be useful for all of us in all matters of due diligence, in terms of discovery of getting into a good institution by the parents and students, and therefore systems have to be built on that. And if those who are following all of these measures, they should be promoted, they should be given value, and that's where accreditation principles have to change, and that's what is being done. And all the parameters and metrics which are being asked, which we will have data which can be verified. Verifiability is very, very important, and that is how trust gets developed. I'm sure in the ranking also the same thing happens. Many a times the people talk about research integrity, and we are all aware that all over the globe, although research publications come in large numbers, we are the third largest in terms of number of research publications. Number 1 and 2 is US and China. But there are paper retractions happening because of plagiarism, because of wrong usage of data, or the data itself is false data. And when the papers are withdrawn, it gives a wrong indication about the quality of research happening. And therefore, trust in that is also equally important. So we started in the ranking process, negative marking for those whose papers get retracted or the citations coming from such papers. I think these are all small measures in terms of regulatory framework where we make people to be honest, trustworthy, and if we do that, we can emerge as one of the nations on whom the whole world will depend on. And that is what Bharat is meant for. Our civilizational values are meant for. And if we are able to do that, by 2047, we will not only be a Viksit Bharat, but we will be a nation who will be having the philosophy of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam and Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu embedded. The whole world is looking at us. Let us be worthy of that. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for highlighting the importance of trust and safety as the foundation of the digital future. And now I request Shri S.N. Pradhan, former IPS and Global City of CyberPeace, to kindly come forward and deliver the word of thanks. Sir.
So my job is the easiest. Dignitaries on the dais. I must say, this institutional push that CyberPeace has given has really CyberPeace has given an institutional push to what is the mantra of fighting in the cyberspace safely, and this is the mantra of collaboration. So with this collaboration in mind, we have dignitaries from on the stage, both from private sector, public sector and government, and we believe that this collaboration has to continue all the time into the future, because without collaboration, you cannot fight this cybercrime in the cyberspace. So thank you all the dignitaries, and thanks to the audience for patiently listening. God bless. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. And with this, we are wrapping up this excellent inaugural session on day 3 of Global CyberPeace Summit 2.0 under the theme Trust and Safety as the Foundation of the Digital Future. We thank once again all our esteemed speakers for their valuable inputs, their time and contribution to this inaugural session. And ladies and gentlemen, we now request everybody to kindly come and join us for tea and coffee at L1. And once again, a big round of applause for all our dignitaries for their time and for this excellent session. Thank you so much. Also, we request everybody to kindly come together for the group photograph. We request all our dignitaries to kindly come forward. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, please show some energy and give a big round of applause for this excellent inaugural session. Thank you so much. Please join us for tea and coffee. It's time to recharge yourself and connect over some informal discussions. Thank you.